ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. I am Joe.
I am Caleb.
And today, you're going to be taking a journey with us. We are, of course, pre-recording these episodes because of the busy Christmas season. And we're doing some experiments, I would say, within this. And this is probably the biggest experiment of all. You're going to go with me as we go to retro game stores and try to find a Game Boy Advance SP. And I'm excited to see where this journey will take us. Schwartz.
Are you?
So excited.
Excited to see where this might end up shortly following this moment right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So excited. I hope you guys are all having a good winter Christmas dealio thingy. I guess we got 2 more weeks till Christmas if this episode schedule is right. And me and Schweiss are going to be working a lot of hours at at our respective jobs. But I think what's interesting to me is being able to kind of delve in to just the Game Boy Advance, because it's not one that it's a console that I have a lot of history with. And what's unusual about it for this show is, like, there's not that many Final Fantasies that are Game Boy Advance exclusive games.
Yeah.
I think it's just the one.
I think so. I guess Final Fantasy Legend, but that one's just Game Boy. So
Yeah.
like even the one that's not really a Final Fantasy is a Game Boy.
So this was a console that was mostly skipped over by Final Fantasy.
Yeah, which is weird because, I mean, we look at Crystal Chronicles and they're all about the Game Boy, or not the Game Boy, the GameCube, the DS, the Wii Store, stuff like that. So like they kind of amended their relationship with, or they fixed their relationship with Nintendo at some point and started releasing games on their consoles again. But yeah, it's kind of weird that Game Boy Advance only got one. I mean,
It only got one big title exclusive mostly to it. So that was Tactics Advance.
yeah, and it's weird because Game Boy they're kind of a big deal, you know, like they were the shit back in the day. So like it would make sense for Square to try to get a couple more things out.
Yeah, they definitely went more with the PSP direction.
Yeah,
Which was a little later, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And then DS, of course, had some Final Fantasies on it. 3DS, 2DS.
Yeah.
But yeah, Game Boy Advance, I think there are some ports of like FF6 on there and a few other games.
Yeah, there are some ports.
But really, just the Game Boy, or the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I have to buy a Game Boy Advance SP, preferably, for this show, ladies and gentlemen. For this show. I'm spending my hard-earned cash.
Yeah, on a full console for one game. Do you think you'll ever like try to play other games on it, like because you have it?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably for a short period of time, and then I'll probably have some giveaway of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, with the exception of this particular game, I don't really have a need for it. And I know we got that Game Boy player. I don't have a GameCube.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Game Boy Advance time. And another thing, I can't remember if Caleb Craig said this on mic or not, but he was like, why don't you just emulate it? I said, I had to be like, look, early on in this podcast, I said, I will not emulate. And I am sticking to it, man. I'm sticking to it.
That is true. Yeah, we haven't.
I don't want to be, because what's going to happen is if I emulate, if I am allowed the temptation, like if I'm on a diet and someone gave me a shake from Arctic Circle and just put it right in front of me and said, this is yours if you want it, and you can have it, and it's just free. If someone did that and I was on a diet, how difficult is it not to eat the shake? You know?
It's difficult, but I would probably just eat the shake.
Yeah.
I've gone off the diet multiple times because someone's given me free food.
So the emulator is just a giant temptation of speed leveling, which I don't think is a fair assessment of the game unless the game allows for speed leveling, like in FF12 Zodiac Age, which I still think is BS, but it does allow it. So,
oh, if you think FF12s is BS, just wait till you times 4 that method, dude. That would be sickening.
well, that's what I'm talking about. Is the times 4?
It's just ungodly. Just
so I wouldn't. That temptation to.
Did you leave that on for like 2 days?
I left it on for a night. Yeah.
Was it just one night?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was overnight. Yeah.
We could do. Oh man, if you did it in Zodiac Age, it would be like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Probably. Just.
I don't know if you can do that entire trick though in Zodiac Age because everybody's. You have to have basically the same stuff on everyone in order to do that trick.
Did you?
Yeah. There was like one person that had slightly different stuff. And the other two had to do very specific things.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, you can. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I need to get to level 99, so...
But yeah, we're in our schedule, we should be playing some Monsters of the Deep right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's going well.
Yeah, I just barely pre-ordered the game. This is being recorded on the 20th of November, so I've got it pre-ordered, ready to download for tomorrow. I might try it out for a bit tomorrow. I'm kind of planning on taking it easy just the next few days that I have off. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably whip out the old Monster of the Deep and give it a whirl. You know.
Wait, are we talking about the game or?
Yeah. Of course,
okay.
of course.
All right. Making sure.
So we should be in the middle of that, and yeah, I mean, I think both of us are going to be working like 6 days a week here around this time.
I have to work 6 days a week, so yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be really busy and really dead. So that's why we're getting these recorded beforehand. And we know you guys are going to be really busy too. So hopefully you can find it in your hearts to forgive this strange moment in our time.
It'll be a strange month.
Yeah, a strange month and a very strangely long season of our show thus far. But
40-hour tactics game, dude.
Yeah, that's how long to beat
says. Supposed to be
says.
longer than tactics.
Yes. But, I mean, tactics...
But Caleb Craig said it was easier.
Yeah.
He did say that.
I don't think he ever beat it, though.
Yeah.
So he doesn't truly know.
Yeah, I should stop taking his word on things. I'm realizing that may just be a giant mistake on my part. Just taking Caleb Craig at his word.
Yeah, saying he's full of shit.
No.
Or are you just saying that everything that he loves is kind of overrated?
Oh, and then he hates everything I love. I think he just hates things because I love them.
I've known people that do that.
I think he's a hipstery a-hole. I think that's what he is.
I've dated someone who I think did that intentionally.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's some good.
Oh, it was real healthy, especially when it was something they were into first, and then you got into it, and then suddenly they didn't like it anymore because they were betrayed by it.
It wasn't their special thing.
No, it wasn't anymore because it was mine now, and I knew more about it than they did, so they were fucking jealous.
Oh, and this was anal beads,
of course.
Yeah. Okay.
I was the master of the fifth bead on the strand. You got to really work your way up.
We watched Sausage Party last night, which I had never seen before. I'd wanted to see for a long time.
It's insane.
That orgy at the end was something. It was more graphic than actual orgy footage.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was disgusting.
Oh man, the dude's flaps. Oh god, I could die at that part. So good.
Oh man. So I was thinking of the beads part of that.
Yeah.
It's pretty a lot. It was a lot to take out, to take in.
Yeah. It's that movie. I couldn't believe that was part of that. The ending. I was like, oh my god, no way.
All right, guys. Well, enjoy. We'll have the full recording of almost the full journey here. Enjoy the journey to find a Game Boy Advance at Provo. So the next game we are playing is Final Fantasy. Is it Monsters of the Deep?
Monster of
not Final Fantasy Tactics Advance?
Well, Monster of the Deep comes out tomorrow. I believe. It's a Tuesday thing.
And did we get that PS4 VR thing?
Yeah. We did. We got that from our good friend Chase. Chase.
So we're supposed to play that and then give it back to him?
Pretty much. He said we could use it for other stuff.
We got nothing else to use it for.
Oh, we do. And
Resident Evil 7, maybe?
Yeah, that's one of the other games. And there are just a couple of random VR games that we could try. There'd be quick ways to beat Cameron at the Hog, but...
Okay. Well, you crapped on my point. I have to get a Game Boy Advance for Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, which is the next game after Final Fantasy 15 Monsters of the Deep. So, for the first time in years, it's time for me to get a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, man, I had fond memories of the Game Boy Advance myself, and I remember seeing the SPs and thinking, oh, they seem kind of cool, but I like the way the Game Boy Advance regular looks more than the SP. Which is really funny, because looking at the 2DS, I hate the way that thing looks. Like, I think it's a disgusting machine. I don't know why.
Put on my seatbelt, hold on.
I mean, I do know why. It's because it looks like a cheap piece of crap. It looks like the cheap Chinese knockoff that they sell over there, because they won't let the actual product in. They'll just steal it and resell it as their own. That's what the 2DS looks like to me. I hate it.
The 2DS looks more like the Game Boy Advance than it does the SP. That's interesting to me. Because the SP is the folder.
Yeah, it's got the
Yeah. So I got a storied history with the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
And it started. I don't remember what age I was, but I was pretty young. And I wanted a console to play on, but my mom, in her strictness, weird strictness that's very inconsistent, I would say.
Very choosy.
At one point, said, besides the fact that we had a nest growing up, and then when that busted, I guess we got rid of it. I don't even know if it ever actually did bust. I think they might have just got rid of it.
Yeah.
There's probably some stupid scare tactic video on the news about video games, and then she made a decision. I'm not, I'm speculating here. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I was not allowed to play, or I was not allowed to own a video game console.
Okay.
But I was allowed to play on the computer, so.
That is
PC,
interesting.
My mom was all for PC, and not for the console games. Anyway, this was the workaround, though. For some reason, and it's been too long for me to remember, I did figure I could get a Game Boy, though. She would allow that.
So maybe she didn't want you sitting in front of the TV all day? Because she needs a British baking show, or whatever the equivalent would have been back then?
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. So, I mowed lawns for weeks in order to save up for a brand new Game Boy Advance. And I remember that lawn mowing job. I would go over to... There was these rich people in our neighborhood, and they needed someone to mow their lawn. They would give me like $10, $15 every time, depending on how good I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I did that, and then I got the Game Boy Advance, and then I basically said screw you to those people. I was like, I'm not working for you anymore. I got what I wanted. And then some other kid in the neighborhood became their lawn mowing guy. And I realized years later, I'm like, I was kind of like, I had a good relationship with them. And I was
just threw it away.
Getting solid money all the time. And I was like, no, just here for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, you know the ridiculous thing? My grandpa used to have me mow his lawn, but he would pay me hourly. So, I got really good at it. And the faster I got, the less money he would give me. And I'm like, Jesus, what is your problem? I'm like your favorite grandson here, and you're like, oh, it took you 40 minutes. I'm not going to give you 15 like last time.
Oh, wow.
Like, what? So yeah, that's awesome. They gave you more for a good job.
Yeah, they did. And then like one time I hit their sprinkler with the lawnmower, and they took that out of my paycheck.
Ooh, that sucks.
No, it was a good relationship though. Like they were really awesome people. But I kind of feel bad to this day. Like going, I just kind of like left him hanging.
Yeah, you should go back and mend the wound.
Can I mow your lawn?
Yeah, I need a part-time job.
I need a part-time job. You don't mind if I mow it 3 times a day, do you?
Yeah. It'll be real nice.
She's real nice, guys. So yeah, that was that's when I got the Game Boy Advance. And dude, the day I bought that Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Advance SP came out. I swear.
Oh wow!
And it just like, so I got this Game Boy Advance, and then later I had to get the light for it because Game Boy Advance, you can't. It has the worst screen of all time.
Yeah.
Despite being, advanced, you can't see it. So you have to get, in order to play in like a slightly dark room, you have to have this light that came separate that would drain your battery in like 2.5 seconds. And so I got that. I think the first game I bought was Turok Evolution, the Game Boy Advance version, which I found extremely difficult.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And I think I only ever beat like 2 games on that system. I think I only ever beat 2 Harry Potter games, and I had like 8 games. But then, a few years down the road, I'm in high school at this point, my Game Boy Advance disappears. And all my games. All of them disappear.
Oh, wow.
Come to find out, about a year later, my brother-in-law at the time came over with his Xbox in an apology, said, I stole your Game Boy and sold it to make money.
Was he on drugs or something?
No, he was never on drugs. I stole your Game Boy to make and sold it to make money. Here's my Xbox. So that's how I got my Xbox. It was in a horrible apology that was probably forced upon by my sister, who at one point probably found out about the Game Boy being sold.
Well, honestly, I kind of like the Xbox more, so...
I'll be honest, I had more fun with the Xbox, because then it was Halo parties from then on.
Yeah, Halo, I can't imagine anything more fun on the Game Boy. I mean, this is probably blasphemy to most of our listener base, but...
I don't think it is.
Maybe not,
The original Xbox versus the Game Boy Advance?
I don't know, man.
Of course, the Xbox 360 was, like, out by that time. So
yeah.
Always behind by one generation. That's how I was. Including the Game Boy Advance. I got the Advance before the SP. But I'm here to get an SP, dude. And if it's not at this game store, we'll go to somewhere else. But anyway, we're at the Provo Town Center Mall, which is not very busy on a Monday morning, I can see. And
it's also not quite the center of the town, so I don't understand the name. South.
It's like the gathering place for everyone, you know?
It might have been at one time.
All right, so... Wait, is this mall even open right now?
Well, the hours say 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., so...
Oh,
it's unlocked.
The unlocked door. It's just dark in there. Of course,
I don't think anything's technically open now.
I think it's lit by a skylight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, what time is it?
It's like 9.
It's like 9. All right, well, we'll be back. All right, so this is embarrassing. I guess we woke up way too early. And the game store's not open yet.
Yep.
Yeah. So, did you ever have a Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, I had one before. I think it was kind of a similar thing. I just earned a bunch of money and picked one up, and I played the Pokemon games, like, constantly. I don't know how. Honestly, coming back to them now, it's like... They take a lot of grinding, and they take a lot of, like, okay, now I need to figure out where to go. And neither of those things I truly enjoy. I mean, the grind in Final Fantasy is one thing because it gives you stuff to do, but like, I don't know. In Pokemon, I guess you could fill the Pokédex, but like, that's not really my idea of a fun night or a fun time necessarily. Like, I'll clear the Beastary in FF12.
And people are going to get mad because you're supposed to enjoy the grind. It's literally our tag.
Yeah, that's true, but the Pokemon grind just isn't as fun as the Final Fantasy grind to me.
That's true.
And like the leveling, it just takes forever, it feels like. So I played a couple of those games. The most brutal game I ever played on Game Boy Advance was the fucking Star Wars Episode 2 game. That thing was a fuck, dude.
It was like, just the Star Wars Episode 2 game?
Yeah. It was insane. It was so hard. I couldn't do shit in that game. I got to like... It was like this weird, old-school side-scroller kind of game. And like, everything just hits way too fucking hard, and you just get destroyed. So like, to me, Game Boy Advance is kind of the place where they send a really, really shitty version of the decent games that are on every other console. Like, you know, there was that thing where they wanted to have like each game on every console for a while, and like they still do it today, but there are just less consoles. They'd have Harry Potter on each of them, and like those ones were actually different for each console. So it was like
they were. It was an interesting age.
Yeah. And the Star Wars one, I can't imagine they would be the same one like the PS2. So I'm sure they were different there, but it was like every one of them that I had played, the Game Boy Advance version was like the punch you in the nuts version of the game, where they were like, all right, screw it, man. We're going to make this impossible for these little fucking kids that want to play this game. You like Star Wars? Well, you're not going to after this.
That is interesting. Yeah, I've never had like a good, easy experience on a Game Boy Advance game. Like, ever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't exist, certainly, and I had a limited run, you know.
Yeah.
My family being anti-video game made it so that I wouldn't get, like, video games all the time. So I had the Samurai Jack game, which I remember being absolutely disgustingly brutal. And I never even watched that TV show. I think
really?
I watched, like, one episode of it one time.
Oh, it's great.
I had the Bionicle Mask of... oh, shoot. I don't know. It was just a Bionicle game. I can't remember the name of it. And, Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban, so we can see what year I was playing this Game Boy Advance. What the heck else did I have? Wolverine. I had a Wolverine Game Boy Advance game.
Oh, I played a fun one that was, it was like a Dragon Ball Z side-scroller fighting game, too. That one was cool. It was also very hard, though.
So we were pretty much just getting games based on media that we liked. Yeah,
that was...
Never grabbed, like, a classic Final Fantasy game.
No, never.
And there's quite a few, or there's a couple. I think FF5 and FF6. No, maybe not FF5. Anyway, a couple of those Super NES ones are on the Game Boy Advance for the Final Fantasies. Those could have been good opportunities to get into the series.
Yeah. We were too taken aback by the marketing scheme that is games based on movies.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was always searching for Jurassic Park games because there were a lot of those.
Yeah, there were.
And I would usually look for those on like the PC or whatever. That was a big deal for me. Dinosaur hunting games. I guess the game Carnivores is not based on another media. It's its own game, but it really is just like, let's capitalize on how awesome dinosaurs are.
Yeah.
And let's kill them.
Yeah, I played Turok like all the time as a kid. I loved the hell out of Turok.
Which version of Turok?
The N64.
Oh, okay.
I can't... It's so funny. Like, I think Nintendo... Every time they come out with something, they make, like, the worst of all time, blah, blah, blah. Like, the N64 had the worst of all time joystick.
Yes.
I would say. It's like the destroyer of thumb skin.
The Wii U has the worst of all time marketing campaign.
Yeah. And name. Let's see, the Game Boy Advance has the worst of all time backlight for the screen.
Yes.
There isn't one.
Oh, my gosh. That backlight, dude. That
The
backlight
2DS
power.
has the worst of all time cheap Chinese knockoff design.
It is not pretty, but I don't hate it, unlike you guys for some reason.
It just looks so grody.
It's my cheapness, dude. Do I wait for 2 more weeks to get the money to get the good one? Or do I buy the one I can afford now? And to be honest, I'd never used I've looked at the weird 3D thing that they have for that system, and I'm not a huge fan. And am I really paying a premium in order to get that?
Well, I mean, there are some games that are only playable on that, I think. But then again, there's a Valkyrie profile game that's only playable on the new 3DS. So, I guess if I wanted everything, I'd have to get that one.
Starting to miss the days, because we had a Nude Clan episode. We were talking about EA. We were talking about, I kind of miss the days when games were finished when they sent it out, and now I'm starting to kind of miss the days when consoles were finished.
Yeah, in a way, a PS2 had the expansion bay, and there were a couple other things you could do with the Xbox and stuff like that, but it was kind of more moddy than anything. I never did get a hard drive for my PS2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you did.
I got the bay for it, but I never found a hard drive that will actually work, because I don't really understand why, other than it's a similar thing to Y2K for old tech, where old Final Fantasy, where 9999 is the max, not because they wanted it to be, but because it had to be, because it only had that much space for digits. I think hard drives work the same way. And I'm sure there's someone out there that's banging their head against their computer that actually knows, but
some guy that knows computers.
Yeah. So what it is I got an SD card for my old phone, and I found out later that the max size that I can put in is 32, and I got a 64. And I'm like, well, it's just a disk drive, basically. It's a flash drive. It isn't a program or anything like that. So I'm like, it should be fine. But it isn't. It doesn't work. So I think there's something with PS2, and it's the same way, where I have to find an old hard drive to put into this old fucking machine.
I think you can get old hard drives, man.
I probably could if I actually looked, but
do you really want to, though? What's the game that you really want to use it for? I can't remember.
Resident Evil Outbreak.
Is there any way to play that on another system?
No, it has never been re-released. I mean, I could probably find a way to pirate it on PC, but or emulate, I should say, because I own it, so I cannot steal.
What does the hard drive give you in that game?
It cuts down on loading time by about half, and there's a lot of loading time in that game. It's pretty atrocious, honestly. Every time you open a door, it's 5 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot. The game is still really fun, though, so I always wanted to just enhance the experience. Didn't make it not take forever.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it worked for that, and then obviously you needed it for Final Fantasy XI Online. So a lot of people will probably remember the expansion bays from that day.
You mean that thing that closed down this year?
Yes, yeah.
In March.
That's still so crazy to me. This long after they finally were no more PS2.
You think halfway through the PS3 era, but they never released it on PS3.
Yeah. That would have been an easy one for PS3, actually. FF11.
I guess it was. I think it had to do with them sharing player base with Xbox. Xbox took it though. Xbox allowed for it.
Yeah, Xbox has FF11.
No longer.
Well,
it did.
Didn't they close down before the PS2's servers?
I can't remember. It's been too long. Someone knows. Someone who really pays attention to what we say knows more than we do.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Alright, so we're going to try another game store, and hopefully it's open. May just grab some breakfast, I'm not sure. So we'll be back when we actually get to a game store.
Have you ever had Nathan's hot dogs?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, they're so fucking good.
They are good.
Jeez. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I pressed record right when you said that.
Okay. I need to buy like a case of Nathan's hot dogs from Sam's Club. Because I bought those Bar S, and I mean those are disgusting. Like I used to eat them all the time as a kid too. Like,
I can't understand why or how. They're horrible.
They're absolutely disgusting. They are. I think they boil the faces and like everything that's left over from the animal. They just throw it into a giant
I think it's the
pot.
anus meat, just right around the anus. You know?
Yeah, it's pure anus.
Yeah.
It's all puckered. That's why the ends are that way on the hot dogs. It's the asshole. It is gross, dude. I honestly, I'm pretty sure they like boil everything that's left off of the bones and they just mix that into meat. So like the face, the balls, like the taint, the asshole, everything they don't want because no one wants that for their decent quality hot dogs goes into theirs.
Because hot dogs, you know, there's a quality marker on them.
Well,
which there really is, actually.
Yeah. There's beef, and then there is not beef that can still be good, and there is whatever the hell Bar S is, which is not beef.
Bar S is poison.
And chicken.
Bar S, I feel horrible.
They just taste. God. I made this Twitter video one time.
Have you been to Waffle Love?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. It's sweets, though.
Oh, it's sweets.
It's waffle and, like...
Yeah. Need a real breakfast, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Shit, what was I saying?
I don't know. We were talking about Bar S and how disgusting they are.
Yeah, I can't understand how I, at one time, just ate them and didn't think anything of it. And, oh, man, Alex's son, Jace, he just... Sometimes he'll want, like, a really quick dinner because I won't let him have, like, a treat unless he eats dinner. And he'll just pull, like, 2 Bar S hot dogs out of the thing and just eat them cold. And
Why do you guys buy them?
Jesus. Because he doesn't care. He's a freak.
So they're cheap and he doesn't care?
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for
You're going to give him stomach cancer, but, you know.
Yeah, he won't have any lining left in his stomach, but, you know, we'll save some money. But, yeah, he just eats them like there's no problem. And I'm like, dude, that is disgusting. And, like, they feel all, like, spongy and, they're fluffy for no reason. I don't understand how there's fluff. Like, and the aftertaste is just...
It's horrible.
The taste while you're eating it is, like, it's bad, but the aftertaste is disgusting. It's just like...
Do you think that maybe they just changed their recipe from the time we were kids? So I remember eating Bar S too and not caring.
I don't know, man. I hope that's what happened. I hope I wasn't that, like, delusional with food. I can't imagine what would have happened if, like, as an 8-year-old, I would have had a nice rare steak. Like, I probably would have spooged for the first time for, like, an hour straight. Just like, oh my God, I've been eating those hot dogs all this time.
I'm going to throw up a little bit. We're going to talk about that. The reason I pressed record... was to say, you know, game stores should really think about opening up a little early, you know?
Yeah, like you run a business. You're a business owner. That means you're supposed to be working all day, every day, not at noon.
Yeah, the first one we went to after Mario's, because I guess none of the mall stores open till 10 at Mario's, but we went to DVD Game Exchange in Orem. And, yeah, they open at noon. Noon.
Yeah, that's insanity. That guy doesn't take to the whole idea of, like, business owners are supposed to work 60 hours a week. He's like, yeah, I'll go about 30. That guy does do online stuff as well, though, so maybe he's busy there. But, yeah, noon is just nuts.
All right, what are we getting here? Is this breakfast menu
Welcome
right
to
now?
College Junior. Did you try the breakfast burger today?
I'm okay.
Okay, what can I get for you?
I kind of want a breakfast burger.
I'm gonna do you want one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 orders. The first one, I want to do a breakfast burger. So I guess I do want one. And then on the second order, I'm gonna do a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and then a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Alright, will that be it for you?
Yeah.
$4.73 for the first one and $5.37 for the second.
Awesome, thank you.
Just in the moment, guys. This is what it's like hanging out.
Yeah.
Bruh. I want to say bra a lot in the last 2 days.
And
Said it as a joke first, and now it's sticking.
You know, that happened to me, but it was with the... Oh, fuck. Got a little curb action going on.
I see that.
You got your dough?
Oh, yeah. What if I told you no?
I would have been weirded out by having 2 orders for no reason. But, yeah. It's a good thing no one is here, though, because we both...
537 for a second.
Both smell a little ripe.
Are you saying I smell bad?
Probably, I'm assuming.
Probably, okay, so you don't smell me from over
I
there.
know I do.
This is the 3rd day without a shower.
That's disgusting.
I came and slept over at Cameron's.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then...
So it's the 3rd day, but it's like 9:30 in the morning on the 3rd day.
Yes, but to be honest, as I was saying earlier, it is... I don't smell bad until about midway through the 2nd day. If like my activity level is low, which it has been. So that's when I start smelling, like, that's when the pits start to get a little dank, a little rank. And I do have the emergency deodorant stored at your house, and I found out this morning, and it was super helpful.
Yeah. If not, I mean, I always buy mine from, like, Sam's Club, so I have, like, 10 sticks of deodorant upstairs. So...
What do you use? I use Old Spice.
I use Old Spice too.
Yeah.
Usually the original. I might move away from that one.
You get white stick or gel?
Thank you. You too. It's usually gel, but I might move away from the gel though, because there have been a few times where like I've had it in my car, and it gets hot and like it just kind of loses its ability to keep me smelling fresh. Because for me, after a day, I stink no matter what. So, it's kind of a fucking problem if I stink before the day is up, and I totally put on deodorant. And sometimes I'll forget. But if I ever forget, I don't let it go. I go buy some elsewhere. It's like one of those things, like I just can't not have it on.
Oh, really?
But I can forget it, though, which makes it... very complicated.
And then the rest of the day, you're just feeling really self-conscious.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't lift my arms.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, by the time we get back to the mall, it should be getting pretty close to Mario's opening time.
I guess we'll be, like, waiting there, and then they won't have one.
That would suck. That would suck, but the Orem one will, hopefully. You know what, I've seen a couple of them in
One
Mario's
of these
in the
damn
last
game
little while.
stores will have a Game Boy Advance SP for sale.
Yeah. How do you want to... What do you think about, like, trading off with the Game Boy player? To stream.
Game Boy player. Oh, that thing? Okay. I'm not sure how that thing's supposed to work.
You hook it up to a GameCube, and you're allowed to, like, plug in your Game Boy games. So we'd have to borrow GameCubes, but I know Dylan has one.
I got a Wii. Would that work?
I don't think so. I think it has to be the GameCube.
To be a GameCube.
Yeah, it's like got the spacing for a GameCube.
Oh. Does Dylan have one?
Yeah, he does. Dylan
He didn't get rid of his GameCube when he got his Wii?
No. He's like us. He just keeps. Most people do that though. They're like, oh yeah, I don't have a PS3 anymore, and I was like, why, did it break? No, I just got a PS4. I'm like,
well, that's different.
Yeah,
the
but it's not
Wii
backwards
can play
compatible.
the GameCube.
That is true, yeah. That is different. That's like, I don't have a PS1 because my PS2 plays everything my PS1 played. And so does my PS3.
How much
So
is a
why?
GameCube, you think? So I'm looking at like $50 for a Game Boy Advance SP. Ish. Sure.
GameCube you could probably buy for less than that. Or around that. I don't know if the Game Boy Advance SP is going to be that much money, though. I'm betting it'll be like $30.
I think it's like 50.
You think so?
I think I've looked at them before. That's the number that's in my head. I mean, I could be wrong. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Do you remember that, though? The Game Boy players? Like back in the day?
I remember looking at them in a store. It's one of those weird, rare things that I just, like, would be jealous of and never get.
Yeah.
Kind of like that little, there were screens, like DVD screens that you could put on the Xboxes and on the PlayStations.
Yeah, you can have your own little setup. Yeah, there was this kid named Shadow. I remember, I'll never forget this guy.
Why was his name named Shadow?
Because he was weird. He was a weird dude. He had really long fingernails.
It wasn't actually his name? Or
No,
was
it wasn't.
Okay.
He had really long fingernails, and he always smelled like B.O. But he played Metroid Prime on his GameCube little screen hookup thing every fucking day over in the machine shop area at Provo High. Like, every day. And it was always the Metroid Prime. Like, no matter what. It was just Metroid Prime every day, all day.
I wonder how much one of those screens goes for now.
I don't know, but I was so jealous of that.
I didn't know anyone who had one. I just saw them in, like, Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, man, that is an awesome rig. I'm like, you are a very strange man.
Might as well just make an arcade box.
Yeah, just like a really huge thing you have to set up. That would be kind of cool. Just like a little table with like a nice like facade, fake little arcade box on it.
This is my GameCube station.
Get a little joystick instead of the controller. Because GameCube controller also kind of retarded. Not as bad as 64's, but that second joystick thing is just...
I liked the GameCube controller. The little nub one is...
It's like a D-pad, and I get that, but I just don't... I don't care for it as much.
I still think the original Xbox has the best controller.
Yeah, if you have, like...
Huge hands?
Yeah, massive fucking hands. And, like, I'm talking, like, David Letterman massive hands. Like, you can reach that white and black button to change your grenades in Halo with no fucking problem. But for me, I have to, like, take my hand completely off of one half of the controller, reach across my body, and press the white button, and then come back.
Wait, what do you think is the best controller?
I don't know. I really like PS4s, but I also really like Xbox 360s.
Okay.
I like the Xbox ones, but I think they got a lot better when they near to the end of the run, when they kind of started going towards the 360 style, where they got smaller. Because the really big ones, I like the way they feel for shooters. Just the trigger mechanics.
I mean, that's what you would play on an Xbox, though.
It is, yeah. That's what that machine was made for, pretty much. But I think I might like the 360s the most.
Okay.
Because it's like a...
See, I thought you were going to go DualShock 3 or whatever.
The PS3s?
Yeah.
I like that one a lot, but I don't know. I like the way PlayStation controllers fit in my hand, and I've just been used to them for years and years, so...
I gotta tell you, now, I do like the PlayStations a lot. Not as fun for shooters, especially DualShock 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
PS4 one is a lot better for that kind of fluidity, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the PS4's triggers being so like, it's really... Sensitive. Drives me nuts. It's like it's a design flaw. No one thought, someone might have to put this down on a couch and doesn't want their DVD to
fast forward.
Yeah. It's like it's a really weird design flaw that if it didn't have that, if it had a little bit of a click mechanism in there, that would be perfect.
Yeah. It is really nice though, and it took a lot from the 360 with just the bumper style for L1 R1 kind of thing. Like, that's a lot better than the PS3's. Just the way the L2 and R2 feel when you press them in. Like, PS3 was getting closer to it with the nice little, like, it kind of moves towards you thing. Makes it an actual trigger motion, but PS4's is, like, way better. Yeah, so probably 360 for me.
360. Okay. What the heck are they building over there? He said, talking about a visual thing.
Yeah.
Is it like a Christmas lights display?
I think so. Yeah, Christmas color is what it's called.
Wow. Just taking up the busy part of the parking lot at the mall.
Yeah, the part with the theater.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about that.
The last movie I saw here, the last two movies I saw here, they have done some renovations to the Cinemark here. Like, this theater in the Provo Mall is why I always, like, look down upon Cinemark for all those years, is because it's, like, a disgusting theater. Because they had those, like, old red chairs that weren't very comfortable and, like, kind of looked like shit.
You're real close to that car, man. It scared me. Yeah, I don't know. I always liked this Cinemark.
Yeah.
Of course, this was like the first. This was the first theater in the valley that had stadium seating. So that had like the seats going down. So if a tall person sat in front of you, it wasn't a big deal. And it was, I think, the first megaplex in the valley. And so I remember it opening up because the Spanish 8 was the big theater before that.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've only seen one movie down there. It's an A-Team movie.
Well, now the Spanish 8 is bulldozed.
Yeah.
Because it was the big theater. Then this theater came in, and then Spanish 8 didn't improve at all. And then they became a dollar movie, and now they're dead.
Yeah, most dollar movies around our area are gone. Actually, the Provo one shut down.
It's sad.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's... If you're going to wait, you might as well just Redbox it. I think that's what a lot of people do. Or just rent it to your home for $3.
Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that. Well, we gotta wait 19 minutes for this place to open up.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's wait. We approach the now open Mario's.
Yes. Great store. Lots of cool stuff. Joe is looking for the Game Boy. I am going to check other stuff out, though.
Got a Gameboy Advance SP in.
Doesn't look like it. Sorry.
Doesn't look like it?
Yeah.
No luck.
What are those? 3DS?
Okay. This is the new version of the 3DS XL. This is just the original version of the XL. That's the... Or actually, this isn't an XL.
Lots of good stuff.
We have a PS Pico and a DS...
Ooh, Beowulf. The game. I should probably grab that for sure.
Sorry.
Check out another use case.
We just never know what we get in. Those SPs are pretty hard to find these days, so they go fast.
Are they?
Just about everywhere, yeah.
Do the original DS's play Game Boy Advance?
They don't. The DS Lite does. The second... Okay, no, yeah, the original DS and the DS Lite does.
Alright, so...
But the...
Nothing else going on.
Hello, how are you doing?
No luck.
Can I help you?
Well, thankfully we have other options up north. One other option that opens
One other option up north.
at 10. I feel like they had one. I know I've seen at least a regular Game Boy Advance at one of these used game stores in the last little while. Although if they go fast like that lady was saying, then it might be.
If I can't find one, man, we're going to have to emulate this thing.
Well...
She says they're rare. I don't know.
Well, yeah, she does. Or you could borrow the GameCube with the Game Boy player. If I can get...
So you don't have to hook up your Game Boy to it? You just...
No, it's a cartridge. You plug in the... Yeah, it's awesome. One of my buddies, the first kid... This is what I was going to say earlier when I forgot when I lost my train of thought. The first kid I knew when I came to Utah, actually, is a son of my mom's friend from when she was younger. He was all into the Pokemon and stuff like that, and like had basically every Nintendo thing ever. And so he had one of those players, and it was always something I like revered because I was like, man, that is so cool. You can just hook up your Game Boy Advance games onto your television and just play them straight up like it's a 64 game or a GameCube game or whatever it was at the time. I think he had both the one for the 64 and the one for the GameCube. So I was always pretty jealous of that. But yeah, let's see if we can snag one at this other game store as we backtrack once again.
Damn it! Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're back to the Retron. I'm gonna put this baby in my pocket. Good, how are you?
Good. Anything in particular pulling you in today?
Game Boy Advance SP. You got any?
I got an Advance, but not an S. There's
Got
part,
an
but
Advance?
not an SP at the moment.
Okay. It's that light thing on the Advance, man.
Mm-hmm.
makes all the difference.
How much do SPs usually go for?
Usually about 50 to 60.
50 to 60.
Ones. If it's a 101, sometimes it's $5 or $10 more in that basic area.
And you got the Game Boy Advance here for $35.
Yeah.
What is that thing on it?
Oh, it's the e-reader. It's good bit of history. When they released it, they had little cards that you could buy in packs, and there was like 3 games that use this. It sold horribly, so these things are virtually worthless.
Oh.
So I just kind of have it thrown in.
Okay.
I'm not going to sell it.
What games, you know?
I think there were a few e-reader cards for like the Pokemon games, but there was like 3.
Okay.
And for like Mario Advance 1 or 2, there was ones that you could buy booster packs, and it was just, lots of money spent for basically no content,
Okay. Oh, should I get just the Advance? I need it for one game for a podcast.
Which one?
Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced.
That's a good one to have for it. It's definitely, if you're just using it for one game, it's cheaper.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's.
Can't remember. I got to be in like a well-lit room, right?
Yeah, it's not.
I used to have one, and I just remember I had to get the light for it.
Yeah.
And all that other crap.
It's not too bad, really. It's just that the one. There's more angles than like the Game Boy Color, at least, that you can hold it to.
Okay.
Here, I can throw some batteries in it for you to see real quick.
Oh, this straight up takes batteries.
Yeah.
Nice.
The olden days.
The good old days.
I don't remember this.
Honestly, it kind of is.
I think my
controller's lasting like 10 seconds.
I think my memory just like it forgot that there was once upon a time just all these handheld things had batteries.
Well, it's like when you think back on a game, you always put it in like HP, and then when you go back,
Oh wow!
Oh, man, this kind of looks like shit.
It's like I fondly remember DK64 looking great, and it looks like a potato in all actuality.
No, I think mine was purple. If I remember, I think mine was actually a purple one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but just don't play it outside.
You just can't play it like this. Can't play it outside.
Lots of room for improvement.
Yeah. I guess I'll probably just be playing it in our house, so it's not a big deal.
This shouldn't be too bad.
No,
especially if it's just
bad.
for the one-off thing.
Yeah, it's just for one game. I might as well get a Game Boy Advance. Mario doesn't even have that. We live closer to Mario, so
I gotcha.
look in there and yeah, I think I'm gonna get it.
Awesome, man. Well, then you can take advantage of the slide, which is not up on the top screen yet. Let me put it up there in 1 second. I have a thing going on between now and Black Friday, which is a slight pre-Black Friday sale. Which means is if you pick up a console, which in this case a handheld would still count for me, you can grab 3. My slide's not going to work. 3 of the games to go with it that are over in this case.
Wait, what do I have to do?
You can pick 3 of these to go with it for free.
For free?
Yep.
That's awesome.
With the console.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I got Shrek Super Slam. That's awful.
Oh god, I think I played that. Oh man, I did.
I'm so sorry.
I was just talking about this earlier. Like, all of the Game Boy Advance games that I played were pretty bad, except for like the Pokemon ones.
Basically,
it's like they would try to put the game out on every console, and the Game Boy Advance one was always like the shit version.
Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku, is that one you played?
Legacy of Goku's actually pretty good.
Is that the side-scrolling fighting one?
Yeah.
I played that one.
Choice, you gotta help me pick, so I'm definitely getting Lego Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
The Bratz game is a given too.
Oh,
no,
yes.
it's not. Think of the things I might
Sabrina
actually
the Teenage
pick up.
Witch, though.
Yeah, wow. That,
most wouldn't pass that up.
I had a brief memory of that TV show popped in my head about a month ago, and I looked it up on Wikipedia. That was my last memory of that.
Sounds
okay.
about right.
Yeah.
Sounds fitting.
Oh yeah, this show existed. Lizzie McGuire. There's another one there.
2 copies of that So Raven 2.
Yeah, you probably should get both of them. And then you'll own 80% of the copies.
Oh man, Home on the Range is one of the worst movies ever made. Okay. Let's do another Star Wars, man. I'm getting that Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith game.
Oh yeah.
And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4.
Well, actually, that one's not too bad. The Game Boy Color ones were pretty bad, but I think the Advance ones were pretty good.
I can see that.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool. 3 games.
Yeah, man. I was gonna grab some games anyway. Might as well grab some Game Boy Advance games.
Just get the feeling that if somebody's going to get a console, you may as well have something to play along with it, right?
I got Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. That's what I got.
Excellent. That's probably one of the top 10 best games on it. So
I
got the genre covered. Comes out to a whopping $37.39.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man, not a problem.
And we'll probably browse around the store a little bit.
Well, totally. If you have any other questions, just hit me right up, man.
All right. Is there a new Retron? Is the Retron 5 the newest one?
Yeah.
What does it do, you know?
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Famicom, Super Famicom, Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance.
Nice. That's awesome. Someday I'll get one of those.
They're real cool, but they have that price tag attached.
Yeah.
That's what's keeping me away. And that off to you.
All right. Thank you, good sir.
It's a little bag for it.
Yeah. Just do that.
Actually, I think I got one. The blue one. That'll fit it.
Big games in there, too.
Now you got to take the e-reader, too, because I don't want to deal with that.
Okay. I will happily take the e-reader.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Good, man. So you said, if you have any other questions, just hit me right up.
Yep. Do you have to have a Japanese Super NES to play those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. If you have an American NES, the region locking is real simple to get around. There's just these little plastic nips right there and there, and if you pull those out or break those off or just take a piece out.
So that's how they stopped you? They just put little plastic pieces saying this won't fit?
Yep.
That's crazy.
N64 did it worse, though. Because you had an American and a Japanese one. They both have nubs. They're just in different places.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So,
wow.
No clue as to why they did that.
That's cool. I usually don't see the Japanese stuff around. I'm looking at those. I got a Final Fantasy podcast, man, so we're always looking at Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's cool, though. Is there anything you want to look at?
No, I think I've pretty much seen it.
Pretty much seen it all?
Yeah.
You've seen everything here. You got the Atari up there.
Got Clerks on UMD.
I did?
Yeah.
That's why would you ever... I guess that was before, the iPhone. So if you really wanted to see a movie,
Mobile.
you were going to mobile. I guess Clerks is kind of the perfect game, or a perfect movie for PSP.
Yeah, it works.
Wow. Yeah, I'm always impressed with this store. I'm always impressed with it.
Yeah, well, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you guys have an awesome day.
Yeah, you too.
I want that Resident Evil 2, but not enough to buy it. I could have never sold the copy I got at that pawn shop, man. Should have never fucking sold it. I got it for $6 and it's worth $50.
So I
Mint.
had to break down and get the Game Boy Advance because it was available, but it was it would be a lot cheaper, and I got 3 free games out of it. So I'm kind of happy with my purchase, Schweiss.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I also think I took that guy's batteries.
Are they rechargeable?
No.
Oh, damn.
The regular old batteries. So now I'm remembering, yeah, I guess that would have been just regular batteries.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For some reason, I was still thinking I had to charge it, but
Well, the SP...
it's been that long.
I'm pretty sure the SP you do plug in.
Okay.
So you probably had one that you...
I never had an SP.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was part of the story. No
Man,
SP, just
I
Game Boy
pay
Advance.
attention.
I always wanted an SP. Still do.
To this day.
But I didn't know the Retron played the Game Boy games, so I'll have to get a Retron at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they come out with one that plays N64 games, I'll probably jump on.
Yeah.
I have an N64, but I don't know.
Yeah. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was our journey to get me a Game Boy Advance. Not an SP, though.
No.
It was a tragedy. It's a tragic story. But I got 3 free games.
I bet you one of them will be decent.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4?
Yeah, probably.
There were 2 Episode 3 Revenge of the Siths that they were getting rid of.
I mean, they were trying to sell them, but,
No.
they were getting rid of them.
Alright. Okay, guys. Peace.
Okay, I got the Game Boy out, and I've tried it twice, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater started just fine in the car. Oh! Took a third try turning it on in order for the damn thing to start. It was a day like any other. Product Development Division 4 presents... That was a little odd. I went mid-sentence. They just changed it up on me. There's a very particular angle I need to view this game at. It's going to kill my eyesight. Oh, man.
Can you hand me those 2 batteries down there?
Yeah, I can hand you some batteries. There you go. I'm going to try to see if it works on you. Press start for Game Boy Advance, or excuse me, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Color mode? What is this? LCD A, LCD B, I don't get that. New game. This is very tonally different from the first one. Immediately. Like a bunch of kids at a schoolyard in the snow. Oh man, why do I get stuck on the weak team? We're just gonna lose. What's the fun in that? Hey, mute. M-E-W-T. Mute. Where's your little bear today? So yours just started up just fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, it looks like it'll work. I just might have to restart it a few times. Aw, did your mommy give you that bear? Okay. Now that I know it's working, I'm not too hesitant about it. I was a little scared. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 just started right up. In the car.
What'd you think of that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4?
I think a skating game in an isometric view is a little bit bad, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked really weird.
It was. It was really weird.
I wonder why they didn't just do it like the other ones, where it's just a behind-the-back, third-person kind of thing. Maybe it couldn't handle it?
I'm assuming it just couldn't handle the 3D rendering of it.
Sometimes you just can't have it. You just need to not. You need to accept that.
Go online and see what the Metacritic for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on the Game Boy Advance is. Because I'd be interested in seeing. Because I was immediately like, I can't do anything right now. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. GBA. Huh.
An 85.
An 85. Okay, all right. Well, maybe I'm just started. I just 85 for the Game Boy Advance version. How many ratings are there?
13.
13. Okay, well that's pretty substantial.
Worst one, 75. It says suffers mostly where the Game Boy Advance just can't do what the consoles can. Still a solid handhold effort.
Okay. All right. Well, the Tactics Advance is working. Just might have to restart the Game Boy a few times, which is not a good omen.
No.
but it did work eventually. So I'm excited to play some Tactics Advance.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Final Fantasy, man. I like Tactics too.
Did you?
I didn't love it, but I liked it.
All right. I guess we'll have to see how Advance holds up.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we know that the Game Boy Advance should work for Tactics, I decided to do. I asked twice to pull up a page on the top-selling Game Boy Advance games because obviously both me and him just got crap that was based on movies.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
TV shows.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I also played, I hate to interrupt you, but I also played Donkey Kong Country, and it was awesome on the Game Boy. Yeah, it is like perfectly ported.
I never played that one on the Game Boy Advance.
It's the same thing. It's
that
really
would be
good.
a great game to play on there.
Yeah, it was.
Because that's just a great game overall.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a platformer, though, so surprise you.
That one I can do up till about the level right after Minecart Carnage. That's about where my skill level stops. Like dead stop. I don't get better at that platforming. Okay. What are our top 10 games?
All right, top 10 from 10 is Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3.
Did I ever hear? I don't remember that one. It's funny, my friend Dylan, who's one of the Dragon Quest hosts, Puff Hour, I think he had like a lot of games for the Game Boy Advance. How many copies did it sell?
The 10th place one, that Yoshi, is 2.8 million.
2.8 million. Okay,
So kind of light.
Good. Well, light compared to
console sales
the
that we're
big
used to now.
consoles, I
Yeah.
think.
I guess that is pretty solid for a handheld. I take it back. 9th place, we've got Pac-Man Collection. 8th place, Namco Museum.
So just classic 2D games.
Yeah,
Okay.
classic gaming here. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. What the fuck?
What?
I don't know why that's named that, but
Is Super Mario Advance like ports of the original Super Mario games?
I think so. But does that mean it's the 4th port of Super Mario Bros. 3?
I know. I don't think that's what that means. That's really confusing, though.
Dudekheim, that's what that is. Super Mario Advance, Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2, Mario Kart Super
I'm
Circuit.
seeing a pattern.
A lot of super, a lot of greats.
And then another pattern.
Yes, another big pattern with a very large gap between it and all other things. Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, I remember those games coming out.
I didn't play those ones though. I played the Game Boy.
Why do they count them as the same thing?
I don't know. Well, because if they were the same thing, they would have 45 million units sold.
It wouldn't just like Sapphire be one and then Ruby be another?
No, they're the same game. They just have different lineups. That's what Pokemon games do.
Just kill me.
Red
Just
and
murder
blue,
me.
red and blue are the same. You just have different starter Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I got
game is-
yellow on the DS.
Yeah, yellow is a little different. You have
Pokemon Yellow.
I think you can have Pikachu in that one. That's the difference.
Yep, that's what I got. Got myself a Pikachu.
That's like the only difference, though.
Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous to buy both of them. I know a lot of you guys do, but it's insane.
I know a lot of you crazy insane
It's insane.
people do.
And they're like, oh, it's only $40 for each one because new Nintendo games aren't expensive because they cost about 50 cents to make because the graphics are from the 90s. But it's crazy to me to spend $80 on two identical games.
I agree. Okay, where does Final Fantasy Tactics Advance lie?
So at first I didn't see it on this wonderful list we have in front of us, but while control Fing and typing in final, I did find Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and it has sold 1.621 million copies.
It looks like it's the 22nd best-selling game.
Outsold Metroid Fusion.
What did the guy at the game or the Game Exchange say? It was like the top 10 best games on the system?
He said Tactics Advance top 10 best games.
Well, I wonder. Well, I guess most of those are ports above it, even, dude. Like, there's Link to the Past is up there.
Yeah.
Like 12 Super Mario Bros. Remakes. I guess like I remember Kirby, Nightmare, and Dreamland. I do remember that one. That one's an original one for the Game Boy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it seems to be the console of ports. Honestly, looking at it, there are a lot of ports on there.
Oh, you know what other game we're going to be playing on there?
What's that?
Kingdom Hearts Re: Chain of Memories.
Are you sure we have to play it on here?
I don't think we have to play it on there because it's part of the collection.
Some of the ones on the collection, though, only have the cutscenes, but you can play the games elsewhere.
Hold on.
I remember seeing that.
We're going to find this information.
I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. We won't actually have to play it. And then I was in Mario's one day, and one of those ones was on PSP, and I was like...
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
I was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. The game exists, but the PS3 just has the cutscenes. So what I plan on doing is I plan on just playing the game on its original form, in its original format, and then running through and getting all the trophies on the PS3 or PS4 version while just like watching the cutscenes to get a recap on the story kind of a thing. I think that'll be a good way to prep for the episode.
Okay, the game serves as intermediary between the Kingdom Hearts games. One of the first GBA games to incorporate full motion video sequences. Game was remade into the PlayStation 2 game titled. It was remade into Re: Chain of Memories. So it was Chain of Memories, and now it's remade into Re: Chain of Memories. Which now makes sense. So it means remake or re.
I was wondering what the Re was. I was like, these fucking people.
These titles are terrible for the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 2. Pff, lazy.
Okay, so...
Lazy.
So it was remade on there. Oh, now I'm scared. Now I gotta look up a list of the Kingdom Hearts games.
Well, do you think...
Because that's the only one where I'm not 100% on what's on the Game Boy Advance and what's not.
Well,
because I wanted, in between when we were recording, I thought it would be a good idea to give away.
Well, if they re-released it on PS2, we should just play the PS2 one.
Yeah, I agree. We'll totally play the PS2 one of that one.
You just need to make sure there aren't any others.
I want to make sure that there aren't any others.
It might be a good idea to, I don't know, I might pick up Metroid Fusion. I mean, the Metroid games are supposed to be pretty good. The rest of these it looks like a top 40 list. The rest of them don't really look that interesting to me, though.
Okay. Chain of Memories was 2004. Then Re: Chain of Memories was 2007. Coded was on mobile phones and was put on the 2.5 dealio. See, I'm afraid, dude. 358.5 days. Nintendo DS. Okay. All right. We're clear as far as
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance goes with those ones. But what about the Mana games that we had to play?
I don't know, man. I don't know shit about Mana. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the reception of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and it seems to be positively reviewed overall. So that's kind of surprising because I've personally heard a lot of bad things about Tactics Advance. I don't know about you. What have you heard from?
Would they keep making them though? I mean, if they were honestly bad.
Well, they only made 2.
I've heard people in our community talk a little bit about them, but not much. I feel like they just said that Tactics was the best one. And Craig has loud opinions.
Yeah. Craig's loud?
Okay. Final Fantasy Adventure was remade into Sword of Mana, which was Game Boy Advance. But the rest of them are all other systems. So that means Final Fantasy Adventure. I gotta find out, is there a modern thing that this has been put on, or has it only been Nintendo Switch? It's on.
Yeah. It did re-release.
We might have. I think we're gonna have to get Final Fantasy Adventure on the Nintendo Switch. Which would be a good excuse to get a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, guys. I got this Game Boy Advance. I'm going to play it for this one game, and when I'm done, I'm going to give it away with the copy of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance inside of it. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm not trying to collect games right now. I'm just trying to play them and then give them to people who want to keep them. Because, I mean, with the shows, I'm not going to be replaying too many games.
Yeah,
I've definitely kept the important games to me, but like the 15 edition that we got from Troy, I'm keeping that.
Right.
But I think I can part with this. So this is what the contest is going to be. It's going to be an iTunes review contest. It's only going to be for the iTunes reviews that we get from here, which is the 11th of December, to when we do the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance review. And I will announce a winner then based on the iTunes reviews. And I will just simply give it away to the iTunes review in the United States or Canada that I like the most.
Yep. And guys, if you've already left us a review, just create a new profile and leave us a new one.
Please do. That's not going to hurt you,
It doesn't do anything but help the show.
That's right.
That's all it does.
And stroke my ego.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is true.
Mine as well. And I need mine stroked often and hard.
Oh, man. So, was the purple the regular version of the Game Boy Advanced?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking I had a purple one before, and now I'm thinking maybe I had a clear one. I'm not sure.
So like mine right here?
Yeah.
It's blue.
But now my memory is just messing with me, dude. I can't trust it.
I think I had the clear. Or no, I had the silver.
Yeah, I remember the silvers. I definitely did not have a silver.
Yeah.
It was one of those two. I think Dylan might have had one color and I had the other. So I'm just getting it mixed up.
Gotcha.
But, man. All right. All those memories, chain of memories coming back to me, as it were. And it's going to be time to get to some Tactics Advance.
Yeah, I can't wait to...
Hopefully I can pump in some time during this Christmas season. But I don't know.
Yeah, who can say? I mean, it's going to be crazy for the next little bit, but we'll get them done. You
All right,
guys know it.
Well, thank you for joining us on our quest for the Game Boy Advance, and we'll see you next time.
Enjoy the Game Boy Advance grind.